When you put your own blood, sweat and tears into this car and you've built it from a body shell, you've built it up from nothing and you've made it something that drives. The Eleanor was just a name that they movie people put together. Gone in 60 seconds. For me, it's the perfect Mustang. I'm Peter, this is my Ford Mustang Eleanor Convertible. My love affair with Mustangs started when I was 8 years old. I used to walk home from school and in the top of the street there was a fellow who'd bought one of the first Mustangs that came into the country. He had it parked outside, and so every morning when I used to walk to school I used to drool into his window and go, "This car is absolutely beautiful and one day I'll want one." When I was a kid, I used to tinker around with lawnmowers. It just progressed from there. I was a good mechanic in those days, in old cars, because that's all we ever worked on. Because of that, I was successful as a motor mechanic. I did my apprenticeship in 1970. The first Mustang I owned in the early 80s, we paid $7,000 for it. I brought it back to the workshop in Carlton, completely stripped it down to a bare shell, and rebuilt this car. Made a lot of mistakes, but it was a learning experience. I would definitely have at least 19 Mustangs at the moment, between coupes, convertibles, fastbacks. I've most probably, in my whole lifetime, I've most probably owned over 50. I don't look anymore. The brand new is beautiful, the old school is even beautiful. The Mustang is the only car in the world that's been in continuous production since it was actually released. They built the first Mustangs on the 9th of May 1964. The Eleanor looking Mustang is basically a modern looking car, but still a 67 model car. The Eleanor was just a name that they movie people put together. Jerry Brockheimer, when he did Gone in 60 Seconds, he decided that was the name for it. The movie car has got all fiberglass panels on the front of it. They've got little spotlights. The front bumper bar is fully made to wrap around. It's a completely different sort of body shape. We were sitting with a friend of mine like quite a few years ago. We said, I want to build something, and I want to build something that nobody else has got. I want to build something unique. I want to build something that's got my signature on it. Then we were watching a documentary one night, and it came up with these fellas from Texas who were building the continuation Eleanors. And I thought, that's interesting. I says, that's what I really like. He says, well, I want to build a convertible. We put an order in for a lot of the actual componentry that we couldn't get over here for the car. We got it back over here. And then I had to find a car because I wanted the right car. And I found one in Michigan. Well, it took us 5 years because it's very hard to find people that want to spend the time to fit the body kit. And the body kit has got to be fitted properly. The engine that's in the car now is out of a 2006 Shelby Cobra. It's a 4.6 litre quad cam. It's a 32 valve engine, full alloy block. It's got flat crank, ultralight pistons. It's injected. It puts out most probably 350 horsepower. It's got a 245 5-speed behind it. It's got a 9-inch 325 rear end. The reason why I wanted to build a modern motor was I wanted to be able to turn the key, start it and not have any problems. Nobody had kits for it, nobody had anything for it. What we ended up doing, we ended up buying a smashed car which came out of Japan. And so to make it fit into this car, we had to chop the shock towers out of it and put struts in it. A lot of the interior we actually purchased through Unique Performance, which were building the continuation Eleanors. The plate on the actual dashboard, I was going to SEMA one year and I knew Carroll Shelby was going to be there. So I went out and I chased him up and I got him to sign it for me. The instrument panel was an autometer setup. The console, I got it out of a guy in Canada who actually builds the Shelby consoles. In this car, I wanted to put power windows in it, because they don't come out with power windows. We got power roof, we got air conditioning, we got power steer. It's got a complete strut front end. It's got 6-spot calipers. It's a 3-link rear with coil-over shocks in it. Because I wanted this car to be like a modern car, handle like a modern car, still look like the old retro car. Oh, the ones that stay are the ones that have got this thing in your heart about them. Like, you know, when you put your own blood, sweat and tears into this car, and this car you've built it from it's like making a baby, and you've built it from a body shell, you've built it up from nothing, and you've made it something that drives and will take you down the road. They're the sort of cars you can't sell those cars, no matter how much money is involved in it. For me, it's the perfect Mustang. For somebody else, it might not be the perfect Mustang, because everybody's got their own different taste. So as far as I'm concerned, I built this car, I love it, and it is my car. I've put my heart and soul into it.